Right, am I replying to an email or am I being chased by a lion? I think we've all seen that meme and I think we've all been there. Our bodies do not know the difference. Our brain perceives everything as a danger or a threat because it's constantly trying to survive. Because in the words of Mother Gothel, it's a scary world out there. So how do we stop it from thinking that everything is dangerous? How do we calm our nervous system down and just feel a little bit better? In this video, I'm going to give you a few simple ways to do this because the last thing you need when you're feeling stressed is to have here's a 20-point system of how to feel less stressed. Do it. So tell me if this looks familiar. But what if it looked like this instead? And this leads to my first point about slowing down. And I don't actually mean doing less, though obviously that would be nice, wouldn't it? Fingers crossed for that. But actually about doing a task in the slowest humanly possible way. As though you're moving in slow motion. Now obviously you can't do this for every single task every single day because you do still have stuff to do. You'll be amazed at how quickly, that's ironic considering we're talking about slowing down, but how quickly your body will calm and how much better you'll feel genuinely from going slow as you can. Because this is genuinely a big reason why we're stressed all the time, because we're rushing about like maniacs trying to get through our day, which is understandable because we have so much that we're trying to cram into our days between work and looking after families and kids and dogs and pets and hobbies and exercise, and being alive is a stress, man alive. So there's a wee challenge for you. The next time you're doing something like making a cup of tea, see if you can do it as slow as humanly possible and see how much better you feel. And the next tip is probably something you've heard before, and it's about getting outside. Because there have been countless studies about how being around trees and greenery and water has like the most calming effect ever on your body. Because you literally can't do that when you're sitting at a screen all day. You need to be in the fresh air, feeling the wind in your hair, the sun on your skin. If you live in Scotland, it might be breezy and a bit wet, but you know, as long as you're dressed for it, the weather doesn't really matter. Because being outside just has the most calming effect on your mind. And I think that's why a lot of wellness people talk about getting your 10,000 steps as well. Like, it's not, obviously the movement part is important and that's really good for your body, but also being outside and not sitting at a desk all day. And then you can take it one step further, pun intended, and move your body even more purposefully. So whether you go to the gym, do Pilates, yoga, Tai Chi, whatever it might be, it's about moving your body intentionally. Because it's about giving your body an outlet and a way to relieve tension, to get rid of excess frustration, agitation, and just like pin up frustration. And this is why I love Pilates personally, because I carry a lot of tension in my lower back and in my shoulders, and I actually had an operation on my hip as well, and I'm recovering from that. I did a whole video about that, which I'll link up there if you're interested in what happened to my hip. It wasn't good. But Pilates was my recovery. Pilates was how I got through all the aches and pains and trying to get any form of muscle back, which is still a challenge. My hamstrings have not switched on yet. But Pilates brings in everything we've spoken about so far in terms of moving slow, moving our bodies more, and breathing more deeply, which we haven't got to yet. That's the next one. Bear with me. And this is what I teach in my online Pilates classes. It's about unwinding and de-stressing, trying to calm the mind and just moving through the body, becoming more aware of everything. And we do it with this beautiful backdrop, exactly as I'm doing here, with a cosy fireplace so that you feel warm and happy as opposed to stressed and anxious, because we spend enough time like that, do we not? But yeah, the details are in the description if you're interested. Anyway, there are so many benefits to moving your body more often. And movement also reduces pain. Obviously, if you spend a lot of time at a desk, like your back's going to be slouched, your shoulders are round and forward, they might be up around your ears, I don't know, when we get a lot of pain and tension. So not only does this make you feel tired and lethargic, but it also wreaks havoc on your nervous system, because being in pain makes your body perceive it as being under threat. So it can increase anxiety and it can increase depression, because also I'm sure you've experienced this yourself, like if you are in a lot of pain, you feel terrible. It can really bring you down because your body is constantly fighting, trying to make itself feel better. It is under immense pressure and stress trying to heal. And your nervous system can't heal if your body is fighting. That's actually where more movement can really, really help, because it's a way for our body to get rid of excess stress, any built up agitation that you've got, especially if you've been sitting all day. It's a way to relieve that so you can kind of reset your body. And it can actually be so powerful if you even do just little tiny bits throughout the day. So I created a little 5-minute desk stretch to do, so the next time you're sore at your desk, you can, work through a little bit of a Pilates stretch, and that's going to make you feel much better. I'll link it somewhere over here. I don't quite know where it's going to be. Now let's go sit somewhere comfy for the final one, which is all about breathing, because breathing is important for being alive. So it's always funny when someone says they're going to teach you how to breathe, because I think it's something we all do naturally. But it's about trying to find techniques which are going to help you. And I'm going to give you 3 different ones depending on how panicky you are. So the first one is if you are full-blown stressed, verging on a panic attack, stressed. And I don't know if this has got a name, I just call it the one. So, and it's taking 2 quick inhales, 1 exhale. So he goes. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but that is very similar to something that you do naturally. So, when you are crying hysterically and you're going, that's how I cry, obviously, because this is your body's natural way to regulate itself. So you do this without even thinking. When you are crying, your body is trying to regulate. And this is like the most natural, you don't even think about it. Babies do this. So the next time you are feeling particularly stressed, this is the fastest way to calm down. And I'm not even kidding, I currently feel very chilled out right now. It's worked. It's good. It's good. And the next one is box breathing. So you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. And this one is really effective for a couple of reasons. So if you're prone to hyperventilating when you're stressed, you breathe really shallow. And breathing really shallow is a very good way to quicken your heart rate and make yourself feel more stressed. So by taking big long breaths and holding and exhaling and holding, you are calming down your heart rate so you physically feel more calm. The other thing that makes this really effective is it's effectively like a grounding technique as well, because you're concentrating on counting. And actually it's also really, really helpful if you use your finger when you're doing this. So actually imagining that square and following it with your eyes gives you something, it gives you multiple things. So you've got something to look at, you've got something you're counting on, and it's distracting you and physically taking you out of that stress that you're feeling. So it's super, super effective. And then the third technique is 4, 7, 8. So the idea is you breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and then breathe out for 8. So by making the exhale longer than the inhale, this calms your heart rate, again bringing you out of that sort of panic mode. And it's also training your lungs to get deeper breaths. You're teaching your body how to really breathe into the diaphragm, because by making that hold and that exhale really long, it forces your body to slow down, to slow the heart rate, really fill your lungs, because you have to fill your lungs or else you won't be able to breathe. So even if you aren't able to get those numbers yet, it's something to work towards, so kind of aiming. So even if it's 4, 6, and 7, that will already make a huge difference to how well you're breathing. Which always just sounds a bit mad. How well are you breathing? Hopefully well enough, or you wouldn't be here. And actually this will really help you with Pilates as well, because if you are doing exercises and you're breathing out, moving really slowly, by the time you get to the end point, and then you're breathing in, it allows you to get those really long, slow, controlled movements, which you might not be able to get if you're always really breathing shallow. So you're breathing out all the way, and I am breathing in. And that'll help you to control the core as well. So it's a win-win at every level, really. And as I said, Pilates actually brings in all of these techniques together. So you've got slowing down, because we do exercises slowly. We've got moving your body more, because you're doing exercise, obviously. You're strengthening, you're mobilizing. You could also be getting more outdoor time if you're doing Pilates outside, and you're moving with the breath and you're moving slowly. So Pilates literally is like the key, is just the ultimate best exercise you could possibly do. But it actually is genuinely really, really helpful for that nervous system reset. And that's also why my online classes are all about relaxing and breathing into it as well, and having like a sort of cozy background, so it's not that sort of bright white studio vibe, but it's more about being able to chill, to calm down a little bit, to get more in tune with your body, to breathe deeply, to relax and to feel better, especially if you sit at a desk all day and you feel really stressed from your work. And they're only 20 minutes long as well, so you can actually fit it into your busy schedule. Because again, I'm not about adding more stress here, I'm about trying to help you to calm down. It's all about chilled or cool, settled or cool, chilling out, zen with Jen. Anyway, before I start getting carried away with that, thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the description for all the details about my online classes, and I'll hopefully see you again in the next video. Thanks so much.